In the beginning, there were only regular fights. Simple and mundane tiffs between humans and other things. But as the things learned to fight back, something new was created. The boss fight. The boss fight increased in difficulty, all the way to nightmare mode. Soon, there was no hope for the mere mortal human. But then, the greatest sage and greatest battle master started to share their wisdom with others. You're now about to listen to that wisdom. The great wisdom of Austin and Aubrey.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Boss Fight with Austin and Aubrey. I am Austin.
And I am Aubrey. And we are here today to cut through the bullshit. No long-winded conversations about anything else. We are here to answer your questions, because Boss Fight with Austin and Aubrey is an advice show where we, the greatest sage and greatest battle master of all time, give you the tips, tricks, and strategies you need to defeat the biggest boss fights in your life.
That's right. So we're going to get you in, we're going to get you out, you're going to be able to tackle those problems and get on with your day. Because at the end of the day, that is what the show is about. We solve your problems.
At the end of your life, when you go up to the big house or to wherever you believe you go when you die, maybe, the vast nothingness of nothing, then what's really going to matter is that there's a giant scoreboard there that says how many bosses did you defeat, and if you make it on that leaderboard, you're rewarded. And so we're going to get you to that place as soon as possible and make sure that you achieve that level of badassery.
That's right. We want you to be able to gloat to all of your afterlife pals that you really accomplished something, and you have a number to prove it.
Because you listen to Boss Fight with Austin and Aubrey, and they give you all the tips. So how about we get to our first question, Austin?
Let's do it. No bullshit.
No bullshit. Dear Austin and Aubrey, when I eat spaghetti, I can never keep the noodles around the fork and put it up to my mouth. They either escape my grasp, there's too much hanging off and I have to bite it, or I just can't fit it into my mouth. How do I defeat this terrible boss fight next time I eat Italian cuisine with my loved ones? And that is from Noodle Nightmare in North Texas.
This is a tricky one. Like, that fork is really not the best tool, right?
No, it's not. It's a terrible tool. And the spoon they give you.
The spoon they give you to help out, to me, insults me. Because it feels like they're saying, we know you can't do it with just a fork, so here's a spoon, you weak noodle-eating piece of shit. That, at least that's how I take the spoon.
I don't know.
So
I kind of see it as like a pottery wheel. It's spinning around, and they're like, you don't have to do all of this with just your hands, right? Here's this like stick to do some fine tuning on this vase that you're making, right? Like that's kind of how I see it. You do the initial work with your hands, i.e. the spaghetti fork, and you just kind of help out with a little detailing with the little spoon.
I get what you're saying, but part of my enjoyment about noodles is that you got the little slurping factor, right?
Yeah, but that's rude in when you're eating Italian food. That's more of a ramen noodle kind of thing, right?
Which is why I much prefer ramen. But if we're talking spaghetti, I feel like, I would rather just get in there with my hands. One, because I wouldn't have to use a fork. And two, I'm very, very hungry and I like pasta and I want to eat it as fast as possible. But it's so saucy.
It is. Can I hit you up with an alternate tool? This is something I've always wanted to do, but don't know if I ever will have the bravery to do it, especially in a public place. I think the best tool that we could use to eat spaghetti that currently exists is one of those long claw things, like those extendo claw things, but one with like the dinosaur head at the end of it, like the T-Rex head, and then you kind of
Yes.
like grab it and you chew it up a little bit, and then you just like baby bird that thing directly into your mouth. It's pre-chewed. You didn't have to bite anything off of it. You didn't have to twist it up or anything. You just grabbed it. And then Mother Dinosaur just plops it right in the good old gobber. I don't know if that's word for mouth, but now it is. Your gobber.
Yeah, that's official now. Gobber. Yeah, no, I like this because it's fun, it's whimsical. You know, people always told me growing up, and by people I mean my parents, strangers on the street just didn't approach me and say to not play with your food. But yeah, like I was always told not to play with my food, which I think is not fair because I watch a lot of food TV now, a lot of the Food Network, and I would classify that they do a lot of playing with food. Have you seen the guys' grocery games?
No.
Oh.
No, like, okay, I am gonna go out and say it. The only food related thing that I watch is the Great British Baking Show, which is why my knowledge of amateur British baking is so, I would say, almost boundless. But everything else, I'm not too good at. I don't know that much about, you know? I took like a cooking class in Italy once. That's the extent.
But like what I'm saying is like on all these food shows, presentation and like creativity is a big part of it. And if that ain't playing, I don't know. I don't know what is. I'm just saying, for them to put all this creative energy into making this fun pasta dish, and then for me to just have to sit there and eat it with a fork like a boring person, like what? How is that fair to me? I'm the person who is enjoying the experience the least, which is not the way it should be.
So what's your solution? Play with food more? Maybe create toys out of food. Maybe you create a huge diorama out of your food. You got your mashed potato castle and your carrot and green bean little people, and then you pretend to be the Godzilla and you eat them all up with your hands, and it's kind of a play, like a theater of sorts for everybody else at the table.
It's food improv, food theater.
Food theater.
Yes, that's what, like, now that would be great, but really I just want to slurp my noodles. I think that's where I am. I don't want to have to put all the effort of trying to twirl them up and use two utensils on the same bite. That seems crazy to me. Yeah, so I guess apart from a culture shift around eating noodles, Aubrey, what are some other tips and tricks that we can employ in order to become like the best noodle boy?
I do believe that I have already given the ultimate answer, which is the dinosaur claw grabber, baby burden into your own mouth. But I guess I can think of more noodle dispensary tools that will make it easier, like the noodle gun, which kind of squirts out noodles like a water gun, or maybe one of those Play-Doh squeezer kind of things that like shapes it a little bit, and you just like squirt it directly into your mouth. It's my first thought.
I like that.
Ooh. Or like mini noodles, like in the shows where like and they spray it in their mouth and they go because they weren't supposed to put it in their mouth at all, or like that mouth spray, but it just makes mini noodles. It just pushes mini noodles out of it and goes directly into the mouth.
I think
with the sauce.
I think I've got it. I think that pasta places need to start packaging their noodle dishes like bubble tape. Do you remember bubble tape?
I'm trying really hard to remember. Oh, bubble tape.
Yeah, like the big long strings of bubble gum.
Yeah.
That's like,
or like fruit by the foot, or anything else that's kind of like that.
Basically, they just need to get longer. Like they just need to get like a few long noodles instead of a bunch of short ones. And they wrap that up, they cover it in sauce, they put it in a package, and then you can just take out what you want at a time And it's all packaged up. It's all handheld. And the best part is you are required to slurp in order to get it out of there.
That's all you care about.
Yeah.
All alternate candy-esque kind of thing. What if they put spaghetti in a Big League Chew package? Because it's already
Yes.
kind of noodly. And then you have, like, another pouch in there that's just for the sauce. And you take some out and you dip it. And then you plop it into your mouth. That's
Yeah,
some good
and-
noodle boy.
Yeah, and then you spit a lot because you played baseball.
Because you played the baseball. And it's all, and your spit's marinara flavored. Well, not marinara flavored. Pasta sauce flavored. Because those are two different things. Hana makes it very, very clear that those are two different things. What if, when you got served pasta, what happened is they gave you a plate of uncooked pasta, and then they gave you not a bowl, but maybe like a cup of just boiling hot water, and you took the long sticks of spaghetti and you dipped it in there like an Oreo until it was the perfect
Yes.
temperature, and then you could just bite off the end of it and then go back to dunking.
Yeah, so yeah, we want to package up noodles as more of a like pretzel sticks and cheese kind of snack.
Yeah. Dunkin' Donuts very infamously made a huge change in their branding where they changed it from Dunkin' Donuts to just Dunkin'. And so now, I think what they have the opportunity to do is to find other things to dunk that don't normally get dunked.
That's true. Yes.
They've been in the donut dunking business for so long, and they're just like, now we're just in the business of dunking things into other things. And everybody said, that's ridiculous. The only things you can dunk in this world are donuts into coffee and Oreos into milk. And they're like, yeah, that's why we're secretly buying Oreos. But then also, here's a new plan. Spaghetti dunkers.
That's what spaghetti dunkers with a Z. New line of products that Dunkin' is going to ship out next fall. And it's just hard little noodle strands that you serve with boiling water, and you dunk them and you got noodles.
I think that's it. You dunk your noodles. Do it yourself. Dunk your own noodles.
Yeah, you gotta dunk your own noodles. So because if you go to like a fancy fondue place, like they make you cook it yourself, right? So maybe you just need to stop going to like hole in the wall cheap Italian places and then go to a place where they make you cook the noodles yourself, because apparently that is luxury.
That's luxury.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Now you're a good noodle boy. You're welcome,
Yes.
people. See, cutting through nonsense, going straight to the answers.
Congratulations, Noodle Boy. Now, who's next on the list?
All right. Dear Austin and Aubrey, I am applying for a higher position at my office, and I recently found out that one of my coworkers also applied for the same position. I like her and all, but I do want this job very, very badly. How do I make sure I get the job? Please no punches and poisons for this one. And that's just from Gmail.
Ugh, really putting us in a box, huh? No punches or poison.
Sometimes we like to go straight for the goofs. Even though none of our goofs are goofs, they're very serious answers. They just seem kind of goofy, But this one, I think we have to go straight for the obvious answer. Do your job good.
That's pretty solid advice, I think, just in general. But especially in this context, are you better at your job than your coworker? Because I feel like that's probably one thing you could make sure of.
Yeah, how about you just do your damn job? Are you taking 2-hour lunch breaks? Because that's bad. Don't do that.
Now, Aubrey, if they are too good at their job, is management going to look at them and say, well, you're so good at this job, why don't you just keep doing this one? Like, where's the break point?
I mean, if they're bad managers, then yes. I mean, that's not the way that works. It's not the way it should work.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I work at a public school, and people don't look at my work and then say, you're so good of a teacher, why don't we make you a principal? Like, that doesn't happen because they're two very, very different jobs, number
Right.
one. And number two, I didn't apply for a principal position, so that's probably one reason why they don't say that. And three is that people also don't just walk up to me and say, you're doing such a good job of being a teacher, you get to continue being a teacher. Because guess what, folks? In the teaching industry, nobody gets fired for doing their job bad unless you touch the kids or you touch the money. That's it.
You can't touch the kids and you can't touch the money.
Those are two big no-nos. And basically, you could be the worst teacher in the world and keep your job forever until you decide to retire. It's ridiculous out there. But Austin, besides the perfect advice of just do your job good, there are, of course, some other things that you can add to that pot in order to get a leg up on your quote-unquote opponent that you will not let us punch or poison. So
Yes. So if the do your job good advice is too hard to implement,
no. You have to do this. That is a precursor. You have to do job good. Do job good, add these things.
so can you pretend that your grandmother is dying and her one wish in this life was for you to become senior manager of a small office building, and you just want so badly to fulfill that dream of hers?
You want Meemaw to die happy. And if they don't promote you, then Meemaw's going to die real sad. And that's going to be on them and on their conscience.
And because she will have had unfinished business because you will not have been promoted, she's going to come back a ghost.
Yeah.
And she's going to haunt that office building. And do they want that? I don't think so.
And Grandma Cheryl's just going to always be there.
Grandma Cheryl is haunting the office. She's going to critique your cookie recipe when you bring in cookies for the office to share, because she's going to say, like, well, that's not how we used to do it, or, oh, I noticed you use measuring cups. Interesting. Like, because grandmas don't cook with recipes. They're going to make you feel self-conscious.
That's going to really lower morale around the office building, and their numbers are going to go down. And it's all because you disappointed Grandma Cheryl, Meemaw, Ma. I don't know any other names that people use for Grandma.
Meemums. May. Mama Jamma.
Nana. That's a very obvious one that I did not think of until just now. You know, Mama.
I think I'm gonna have my children call their grandparents Mama Jamma.
Mama Jamma, Mama, Grandma Carol is
Mama, Grandma, the Mama Jamma.
the Mama Jamma Nana. The
Mama Jamma Nana.
The Mama no. The Mama Jamma Nana Mama Grandma Carol is going to haunt the office for all eternity. And you just let them know that.
Yeah, and with a title like that, they better be afraid.
They're going to be terrified of all of the cookie recipes that are going to be critiqued. And
also all the candy jars in the office that are communal are going to stop like having, you know, Hershey's Kisses and Twix and Kit Kats, and they're going to start having like old butterscotch and
not where
Lifesavers.
there's originals.
Yeah, they're not going to be where there's originals. They're going to be like
gross hard candies
and melty taffy. Like, ugh. That's the kind of curse that the Mama Jamma Grandma... What? Mama Jamma Nana Meemaw Grandma. I
can't even do it.
That's the thing. You're going to have to say that every time. Right? The Mama Jamma Nana Grandma... Mama Grandma.
And then you get the job. And that's how it works. You're welcome, everybody.
All right, congratulations. No bullshit on that one. Only serious. Only serious replies.
Dear Austin and Aubrey, I've been having a recurring nightmare that I can't run fast no matter how hard I try. How can I train my body to achieve maximum dream speed? And that's from the Little Dreamer Boy.
Okay, so this is a common motif in
He
dreams,
was a
right?
dreamer
It's
boy.
like,
He said, I'm a lemur boy.
oh,
It's all a dream. It's really fucked up.
good. Yes.
I
Now
know
that's
that's
out of
not.
the way.
I know it was Little Drum. I know it's a play on Little Drummer Boy because we're getting into ye old December, but it's. I don't know. I just got some Avril Lavigne up in my brain. I can't get it out.
Hey, that's okay. Run with it. Don't fight that urge.
I know it's. It's Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
Why does everything gotta be so complicated? I can't run in my dreams away from anybody else. I'm being chased. Close I can get.
Dreams like this, you run, but you can't because you're slow. And all right. So, apart from channeling your inner Avril Lavigne, how do you achieve maximum dream speed? So this is a common motif in dreams, right? Because I get the one a lot. I get this one. I get the one where like I don't have pants on. I never had the teeth falling out. That's never been a problem for me. I hear that's a popular one though.
I just fall off of high places like buildings a lot in my bad dreams. But there was one. Okay, so here's me sharing my bad dream recurring nightmare things. As a child, I got 2 of them, and they're really interesting. The first one was when I was first really being introduced to Sunday school, and we had learned about the plagues, that Moses put on all of Egypt. And as the firstborn child, I became deathly afraid of the fact that the angel of death would come to my parents' house and kill me if they did not put lamb's blood on the door frame. And
yeah,
so
that's...
that scared the shit out of me as a child. And I had a recurring nightmare that I'd make it through the first, 6 days of the plague, and then my parents would be like, no, we don't need lamb's blood. And I would be like, no, we need lamb's blood, and then I would die.
Yeah, that's also the firstborn here. Not a great position to be in.
It's like, why does it have to be so arbitrary? I mean, I guess the only thing that makes it logical is the fact that if you have children, you always have a firstborn child unless they're already dead. But if they were like the second-born child and everybody was like, well, I only have one, so joke's on you. That's the only thing I could think of.
Maybe, I don't know. So, but as far as not being able to run, like what can we do to...
Wait. I haven't told you my good second dream.
Oh, shit.
It's way
There's a
better.
second one. Yes,
It's
that's
way
right.
better because
Okay.
it's not religious.
Give it to me.
I had a recurring nightmare when I was very young that I was playing hide and seek with the Muppets, and it was almost always in some form of hedge maze, and there would always be a point where I turned the corner and then animal devoured me, just fucking ate me, and like the mouth would get real big, and then it would kind of like engulf the screen if this was a TV show, and I knew that I had just been eaten by Animal from the Muppets. So him and I have got some beef. At least we had it throughout my childhood. Now I appreciate his musicianship as a drummer. Those are my 2 recurring nightmares as a child, and I just felt like everybody needed to know that.
Okay. Now we're better for knowing that.
Yeah. So, good news is, if you're in a dream and you just can't run fast, and that's the nightmare, it's less embarrassing than my recurring nightmares as a child.
But what are you running from? Like, maybe you're just not motivated enough to get away.
Maybe he's running away from responsibilities. That gets me
Oh.
moving pretty fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, maybe you're just not running from the right stimulus. Because what are you just like dreaming about? I don't know, going running, or like racing in a race? Because that would not motivate me to run at all. I would want to run slow, so they wouldn't make me do it again.
Yeah, but if Animal from the Muppets is chasing you through a hedge maze, I'll tell you what, you'll never run faster in your life.
Yeah, you're gonna kick it into gear at that point. But as far as actually improving your speed, I think you need to sort of come up with a dream training montage. Right? Because in dreams, a lot of things are possible that normally wouldn't be. So you can really accelerate the training process. So can you dream up a hyperbolic time chamber? And yes, this is our one obligatory reference to Dragon Ball Z in this episode. Can you dream up a hyperbolic time chamber to really train your running so that when you come out, you push off that ground, you've just accelerated like 500 feet, right? You're going.
Can you get yourself some imaginary trainers in there as well? You get into the hyperbolic time chamber, and there's Phil from Hercules. That's just like, I've got 3 words for you, kid. Push-ups. And then you do a bunch of them.
And then you say that's only 2 words, and then he makes you do more push-ups for being insubordinate.
Have you ever thought that if you just look down and it's a dream, you'd be on a treadmill, and that's why you're not moving very far?
Have you ever looked down?
If you look down, I bet you 100% you're on a treadmill. Because there's nothing that would end up in my nightmares more than the fact that I would have to run, but in place in a boring setting. And that would be a really bad nightmare. So you're probably on a treadmill. And that's why you're just not moving.
Yeah.
Just take 1 step to your left. Gaines Granny says, good job. Here's a candy. You're smarter than the exercise. Now go out there.
Yeah, because really, it was never a physical test. It was a mental test.
Yeah, what we're saying is you're actually too stupid to run fast in your dreams right now.
Let me get out in front of this. let me get out in front of this and say that's what Aubrey's saying. That is not my interpretation. I support you, and I wish you the best. Godspeed. But yeah, maybe just get off the treadmill.
Just get off the treadmill.
So, another step I think we can take is, can we get to a place where you can start lucid dreaming and take control of those dreams?
Okay, so if you're going to lucid dream, do you think it would help if you fell asleep in a gym and just, you would dream about working out because you're already in the gym, and it may not affect your physical body except that you have a lot better rest, and therefore you're going to have more energy throughout your day, but Dream You will become just jacked.
Dude, Dream You is going to be the swollest. The swollest of bros.
And once we invent the technology that allows to switch Dream You with physical you, you're gonna be the coolest guy in town. But until then, go to a gym, lucid dream, and get swole inside dream.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta really channel that dream energy into serious gains. And make sure it's very important you don't skip leg night.
I do like how you said leg night because it's
dreaming and it's not.
It's really good.
Yeah,
that's like really good.
Yeah, thanks. I came up with that one all on my own.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to cut out this conversation, but I just really wanted to let you know that it took me like 3 seconds to be like, why did he say that? And then go, oh, that's choice.
I don't know. I feel like that one's good, right? No bullshit there.
No bullshit
Maybe?
there.
I don't know.
Get off the treadmill.
Yeah, get off the treadmill we call life. Wait, that didn't track. That sounded better in my head.
So Austin is acting like a 12-year-old on Xbox Live, letting you know that you should just kill yourself. But I'm going to let you know that I don't believe that. And the thing is, I'm going to cut out all the goofy goof insults that I threw at you because I edit these podcasts, but I am going to leave in the part that Austin said that you should kill yourself. Just to make him look bad and me look good. So, thank you, everybody, for listening to Boss Fight with Austin and Aubrey. It is such a pleasure to have cut through the bullshit with you today and just answer your questions and make you feel good about yourself, except that little bit at the end where Austin said the mean thing.
No, now, but here's the thing, is that all I wanted to do was just motivate you with a good metaphor, and I inadvertently told you to die, and that's on me.
Via your own self is what he said, though, which is way worse than just dying.
So, don't die, live, first and foremost. I think that's just good general advice. But 2, another good piece of general advice is that if you want more of these tips and tricks and strategy guides, where can they find them, Aubrey?
Well, dear listener, if you want to find more of what we have done so far, you can always find that at positivethoughts.com, as we are part of the Positive Thoughts podcasting network. So just kind of put that in there. It's Positive Thoughts, but with a D as the third letter, and then the rest of the word positive. You can also find us on some social medias, i.e. the Twitter sphere, and that's at BossFightCast, or just find us on the Facebook, or if you have a question that you would love answered, if you want us to cut through the bullshit with you and you give us some questions, you can email that to bossfightcast@gmail.com, and we will receive that and help you out.
Yeah, we do need questions, so please let us know. Even if you think it's but a trifle in your life, we would love to help you solve it and conquer it.
So, Austin, do you want to apologize to the listeners one more time before I put in the music?
I am very sorry. Stay on the treadmill of life, but the dream one, maybe you can get off of that one.
Yeah, thank you very much. This has been Boss Fight with Austin and Aubrey.
I'm Austin.
And I'm Aubrey. And don't forget, punches and poisons.
Breakdown.
Breakdown.